Hey, good morning, church family, and those Facebook friends that are watching today. Coming to you from the office here at the church, Galatians chapter 1. You know, there's a lot of conflict in the news, in the world. There's a lot of people with opinions and so forth. A lot of people pleasers, and the Apostle Paul says in verse 10 of Galatians 1, "For do I now persuade men or God? Or do I seek to please men? For if I yet please men, I should not be the servant of Christ." There's just some things that aren't worth our time to fight for. But then there are some things, doctrinal things, moral things, that are worth the fight. It's worth getting in the battle for. There is no political candidate that doesn't have a past. We don't condone the wicked things of their past. I don't condone the wicked things of my past. I've done things I'm ashamed of in my past. We all have a past. But when it comes to morals and doctrine, Bible doctrine, we're not here to persuade God. We're trying to persuade men. We're not here to please men. We're here to please God. So when I look at politics and I look at things in the world, obviously there's going to be people that disagree with you, with me. Not here to fight those battles. But we ought to be, as Christians now, we ought to be in the mindset, I'm here to please God first and foremost. And if I can help persuade a man, I'm going to do it. Because if we tried to please men, we wouldn't really be good servants of Christ, just like Paul said. Now, what was Paul saying this statement under and asking these questions? And what context was that? It was the context of somebody perverting the gospel of Christ. Judaizers that said, hey, Jesus is good, but we've got to add works to grace. We still see this same religious scheme today. Churches that want to add good works to the grace of God so that a person can merit salvation. There's nothing we can do to merit salvation. It's strictly by the grace of God. For by grace are you saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It's the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast. Ephesians 2, 8, and 9. So the Apostle Paul got pretty vehement here. He said, look, even if an angel came down and preached another gospel, and what is the gospel? The good news. Jesus died, Jesus was buried, and Jesus rose again. And if you place your faith in those three aspects of the good news, you'll be saved. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. So when it came to the gospel, Paul was vehement. He said, look, if an angel or another preacher come and preach another gospel than what we have here in the scripture, let him be accursed. It was a very serious offense. And so when it comes to Bible doctrine, by the grace of God, this preacher is going to fight for truth. When it comes to our freedoms, I'm not here to defend a candidate's past. I don't care if he's got a D, an R, or an I beside his name. I'm just going to try to find the guy right now whose policies line up with this book and line up with the American Constitution. So I do try to persuade men sometimes, but I'm not here to argue with them. I'm not here to cause a division unnecessarily. But truth is always worth fighting for. Always. And so, as for me and my house, we're going to serve the Lord. And this book is where I draw the line. We have to fight for the faith. Jude talks about he was going to write and challenge the believers to earnestly contend for the faith. What does that mean? Fight for it. It's worth dying for. David said, is there not a cause? And the answer is yes, there is. And Bible believers better start speaking up, or we're going to end up in a communist nation before long. God bless you, and that's Light for the Day.